Bose QC Earbuds or Apple AirPods Pro? Let's find out. Hey guys, as with my previous comparison reviews, I will split this into categories and give a point to either Bose or Apple for each one. And then at the end, we'll see who racks up more points. But do keep in mind, a winner with twice as many points doesn't mean they're twice as better. It simply means they do twice as many things better. And if you haven't seen my review of the Bose QC Earbuds, make sure to click over here to check it out, because I do go into more details in that review. So let's get started. To start off with the case, this is a clear point for Apple. The Bose case feels like the Titanic, while the AirPods Pro case feels like a small lifeboat. And you think with all that bulk you get more battery life from the case, but no, the Bose case gives you about 12 hours of battery life, while the AirPods Pro gives you about 19 hours. Also, the Bose case has a latch that opens when you press a button, and I found that annoying, as you just saw, because unless you press it smack in the middle, it does not always work. It's hard to press with one hand versus the AirPods Pro magnetic lid, which is quite easy to operate with one hand. I do see a potential advantage to the design though. If you drop your AirPods Pro case, the AirPods inside will run for their lives and you'll end up running after them. In theory, the Bose case with the locked latch should keep those babies safe and sound inside the case, in case you drop it. If you're prone to dropping and you don't mind the bulk, you might prefer the Bose case here. But for me, I'd rather be careful than place a brick in my pants pocket. So point for Apple here. Next, let's look at the earbuds themselves. In terms of size and comfort, the AirPods Pro have a much smaller profile. They're much lighter as well. And for me, they're more comfortable. That's not to say that the Bose earbuds are not comfortable, they are, but because of their heftiness, they're not as comfortable as the AirPods. So for comfort, point goes to AirPods as well. However, in terms of secure fit, the point has to go to Bose. Despite their heftiness and size, the wings on the Stayer Max ear tips do a great job at keeping them secure in your ears. The AirPods tend to fall off if I do crazy things with my head, which is particularly why I got the memory foam ear tips for a more secure fit. So for secure fit, the point goes to Bose. Another advantage of the larger profile of the Bose earbuds is that you have a large enough surface area for gesture controls. With the AirPods, you have a button, or actually a force sensor, on each stem that you could customize to either cycle through noise cancellation and transparency mode or activate Siri. While listening to music, pressing once pauses or plays, twice skips forward, and 3 times skips backward. But there's no volume control, which is a bit annoying. The only way you can control volume is by asking Siri to do it, or with your phone, or if you have an Apple Watch, by turning the crown. There are situations where you ideally would want neither and would simply want a way to increase or decrease volume with the AirPods themselves. The Bose earbuds, on the other hand, launched without volume control, but later added that feature with a firmware update. Now you can swipe up or down on the right earbud to control volume. Annoyingly as well, you cannot for some reason skip to the previous track on the Bose, like you can on the AirPods Pro. Despite that, I still favor the controls of the Bose earbuds, primarily because of volume control, which I believe is essential. So for that, I give a point to Bose. Sound quality. I don't generally spend much time here because this is to some degree a subjective thing, but personally I do prefer the way the Bose sounds over the AirPods Pro, so I'll give a point to Bose over here. Active noise cancelling. The AirPods Pro were Apple's first entry into ANC with an Apple branded product. Bose, however, have been doing this for a very long time and have been the best at it for a long time as well. While the ANC on the AirPods Pro is really good, I think the ANC on the Bose earbuds is even better. They also have variable ANC with 11 levels, whereas the AirPods Pro can only toggle between ANC on and off or transparency mode, so another point for Bose. Battery life. The Bose QC earbuds get 6 hours of non-stop listening, and the case gives you an additional 12 hours for up to 18 hours. a 15-minute quick charge gives you about 2 hours of listening. The AirPods Pro will give you about 4.5 to 5 hours of non-stop music on a single charge, but with the case you get a total of 24 hours of listening, and a 5-minute quick charge gives you about 1 hour of listening time. In practical terms, however, I don't think there's a great difference between the two. One gives you longer continuous listening time per charge, and one gives you more stored battery life of the case. Personally, I rarely listen for more than 6 hours non-stop, so if I was to choose one, I would rather the one with longer stored battery life on the case and a quicker fast charge, so the AirPods Pro. So the point reluctantly goes to the AirPods Pro for battery life. Connectivity. One of the annoying things with the QC earbuds is that they don't support multi-point connectivity, which means they can only connect to one device at a time. I personally find this quite annoying, but you might disagree depending on your use cases. The AirPods Pro also don't support multi-point connectivity per se, but they do have a quick switching between Apple devices, and as of September 2020, they also support automatic switching to seamlessly switch between devices. So if you get a call on another iDevice, they switch automatically, or if they're connected to your iPad, for example, but you play music on your iPhone, they will switch automatically as well. This, of course, only works with Apple devices, but there's a good chance if you have AirPods, you have Apple devices as well. So for the lack of multi-point on Bose and for the easier switching between devices with the AirPods, I'll give the point to the AirPods for connectivity. Call quality. Here's where I was a bit disappointed with the Bose QC earbuds. Bose's last release before them were the NC700, and these had beamforming mics that did pure magic. I had hoped these would be somewhat on par, but unfortunately they're not.
So here's what the Bose QC earbuds sound like in a quiet environment. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. Now let's switch over to the AirPods Pro to see what these sound like in a quiet environment. So this is how the AirPods Pro sound like in a quiet environment. And as you can see right away, they sound much better than the Bose QC earbuds. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. Now let's go back to the Bose QC earbuds to see how they fare in a simulated noisy environment. So back to the Bose QC earbuds, and now let's see how they sound like in a simulated noisy environment. So this is what the Bose QC earbuds sound like in a simulated noisy environment. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. To give you an idea of how loud this is, I'm going to switch to the camera's onboard microphone. And now back to the AirPods Pro, and let's see how these perform in the same simulated noisy environment. So this is how the AirPods Pro sound like in the same simulated noisy environment. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. And now let's go back to the QC earbuds for the final hairdryer test. And now for the final test, let's see how the Bose QC earbuds perform against a noisy hairdryer. So this is what the Bose QC earbuds sound like in a noisy environment with the hairdryer on. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. And now back to the AirPods Pro, and let's see how they fare against a noisy hairdryer. So this is how the AirPods Pro sound like with a noisy hairdryer in the background. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked.
So the AirPods Pro are the clear winners over here, both in a quiet and noisy environment, so the point goes for the AirPods. So let's summarize what we've seen so far. The AirPods Pro wins with the case And in size and comfort of the earbuds themselves, the Bose QC earbuds have a more secure fit. Sound quality in ANC is better on the Bose QC earbuds. Battery life is slightly better on the AirPods Pro. With no multi-point connections on the QC earbuds, the AirPods Pro are better with connectivity. Lastly, the call quality is better on the AirPods Pro as well. So there you have it. The AirPods Pro slightly edge out the Bose QC earbuds, but as I said, this does not mean they are better. That verdict depends on what you value most with your earbuds and how you plan on using them. If you value above all other things sound quality and the very best active noise cancelling, then I would recommend the Bose QC earbuds. But for me personally, I would choose the AirPods Pro. I don't demand the very best sound quality or the very best ANC from earbuds. For that, I would use over-the-ear headphones like the Bose 700. From earbuds, I value most portability and comfort, which the AirPods Pro win in both in their case size and the buds themselves, and call quality because I'm often on calls while on the move, which the AirPods Pro also win at. So for my personal uses, I do prefer the AirPods Pro, but the point of this review is to help you make an informed purchase decision based on what matters most to you. So I hope this was of help. If it was, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in seeing more of this content, as this encourages me to continue producing it. Until next time, cheers.